Well, $55 million would certainly help you buy a bit of real estate these days, but the mass exodus away from major cities during the pandemic, it seems to be in reverse as prices of dwellings listed as, quote, recreational homes in this province are starting to ease. So let's take a look at that right now as people are maybe thinking of what they might do for a summer home this year. Phil Soper, President and CEO of Royal LePage, back in studio for the first time in a while. Phil, it's good to see you in person.
It's good to be back.
Yeah, thanks for coming in. So let's talk about this because there was this real boom in secondary properties. You know, people thought, okay, I can work remotely, so I'm going to buy a house on a lake and I'll have a nice view every morning as I'm doing my work. That's changing though, isn't it?
It is. You know, as businesses decide they want their employees back in office a few days a week, even a few days, say 3. I noticed RBC
that's
just
right, yeah.
made the big move, and they're a trendsetter in the country. That long commute, say that 2-hour commute into the office, even 3 days a week, has lost some of its magic. Yeah, and you know, winter at the cottage is not the same as summer at the cottage. So, yeah, people are turning to cottages as an urban escape again, as opposed to a principal residence.
Right, and it's kind of a different, your mentality when you're buying a secondary residence versus your primary residence is different here. So it almost seems to me like the strategy can be, I can wait a little bit longer and see if the market does drop a little bit, which your new report suggests it may in Ontario, maybe 5% or so this year?
Yeah, if you look at our urban markets, they went through the big price reset, call it around middle last year through the first quarter of this year. They bottomed out and they're starting to appreciate again. Well, the spring market returned to normal cycles, or I should say the recreational market. In other words, it's just coming alive now. And it's typically dead in the winter, not during the pandemic, but it was during this winter. So people are just back in market, and only now are we starting to see that reset in prices, although not to the extent we saw in urban markets. If urban markets are down 10%, cottage markets, chalet markets seem to be down about half that.
Okay, and Phil, I think a big part of real estate, anytime we have these conversations right now, is mortgage rates, interest rates, right? I mean, with the Bank of Canada rate being so high, they've gone up. Is that such a factor in the residential property side of investing?
No, it isn't, for a couple of reasons. One, this is a desire, a want, not a need. It's not that food, shelter, clothing triad that sort of makes our lives go around. You'll do anything, right? So people are looking at a luxury. Also, there's less demand, so people are able to put conditions on offers. They're able to look around a little bit.
Right. Okay, Phil Soper, always good to chat with you, CEO and President of Royal LePage. Thanks for coming in this morning. Hopefully we'll see you back here soon.
Absolutely.